Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to my physics class. Today I am here to take the class for standard 8. I will take chapter 11. Today's topic: optical fiber, magnifying glass and human eye. Dear students, have you any idea about optical fiber? Optical fiber is a very thin fiber of glass. It is even thinner than human hair and is flexible and extremely transparent. It is used as the carrier of the light rays. When light rays enter in this fiber, they undergo repeated total internal reflection at the walls of the fiber. This process continues till the rays reach the other end of the fiber. Usually, doctors use a bundle of optical fibers in a flexible tube through which light rays are guided to examine different internal parts of the human body like stomach or colon. Another use of optical fiber is optical communication. Since light consists of high frequency electromagnetic waves, it can carry much more information. In optical fiber, the loss of signal strength is very low and one can send information to long distance and along curved paths by using it. Look, dear students, this is the structure of optical fiber. Look, these hair-like things that is thinner than hair, that is made of glass, these are optical fibers, and these are enclosed in a plastic coated tube. Yeah. And information can be sent by using light by this fiber. Here, total internal reflection occurs. I have told you. Look, in this way, repeated total internal reflection occurs at the walls of the optical fibers, and information can be sent sent to any distance. You know, now there is a pandemic situation occurring in the world, and we can get each and every information very quickly, isn't it? And you are also doing your class by using uh, Wi-Fi. So here, in the Wi-Fi connection or in the net connection, optical fiber is mostly used. So the information that you get from Google or Yahoo or Wikipedia, that can come to you by using optical fiber. And here information can be sent by using light. Like, you know, light is an electromagnetic wave and its frequency is very high, and here the loss of signal is very less than that of the ordinary wires. So I think optical fiber is clear to you. Dear students, I have to tell one thing about to you, that from optical fiber you may have 2 marks question. That means realization based question. So you will try to memorize what is optical fiber, its definition, and then the use of optical fiber. Now I will explain you magnifying glass. Look, here I have given 3 pictures of magnifying glass. Have you seen magnifying glass? Magnifying glass is a kind of convex lens. It is made of convex lens. Look here, the eye of the girl is looking larger by using magnifying glass. That means the image of anything can be magnified by using magnifying glass. Now let's read about magnifying glass. So magnifying glass, by using a convex lens, one can see a virtual erect and magnified image of an object if it is placed within the focal length of the lens and observed from the other side. That means in the focal length of the lens, if we keep any object, then from the other side a magnified image can be seen. Closer the former image is to the eye, greater will be the angle subtended to the eye by the image, and it will appear larger accordingly. But if the image is formed at a distance closer than the point of near view of the eye, then the image will be blurred. Near view. Look at this word, near view of the eye. That means the near distance at which we can see any object distinctly in front of our eye. That is called near view. So if we keep any object, uh, uh, if we keep any object at a below the near point, if we keep any object below the near point, then the image will be blurred. That means not distinct. When the image is formed at the point of near view, that is at the least distance of distinct vision, only then it appears most distinct and magnified. That means when you want to see any object in a magnified form, then the image should be formed at the near point of your eyes. When an object is not clearly visible, a convex lens of short focal length is used to see it magnified and with clarity. You can see sometimes astrologers use like magnified glass to see the lines of your palm. A properly formed convex lens is called magnifying glass or reading glass. It is also called reading glass. Especially those who are elder age, they use this glass to read the newspaper. It is also known as a simple microscope. This type of magnifying glass does not give much enlargement of objects. You can use such magnifying glass under your teacher's supervision. Okay, don't use it unnecessarily. Now, I will explain different parts of eye, human eye. That is the most important organ of human body, isn't it? Without eye, this beautiful earth will be meaningless to us. Look at the picture. That is the outer portion of the eye. Now, I will show you the inner portion of the eye. This is the inner portion of the eye. Look, here we can see a nice eye. Okay, this round part is called eyeball. Okay, it is situated in the eye cavity. Eyeball. In the cavity of the eye, there is a spherical object which can rotate it within a certain limit. This is known as eyeball. Sclera. Sclera is the, look at the previous picture. Look, this is the sclera. Sclera is the white covering of the eyeball, which is hard, fibrous, and opaque. It protects eye from the external harmful effects and preserves the shape of the eye. So this white portion is called sclera. Cornea. Cornea, frontal part of the eye. Look at this frontal part. Cornea is the frontal part of the sclera is called cornea. This part of the sclera is transparent and is bulked outward more than other parts. Again, I am showing you this picture. Look, so this round shape is our eyeball, and the frontal part of this eyeball is what? Cornea. Okay, which is bulked outwardly more than other parts. Now, there is a small hole here that is known as pupil, and through this hole light can enter into the eyes. Then this space, this is the lens. This is known as lens of the eye, and the space between lens and cornea is, there is a jelly-like substance which is called aqueous humor. Okay, and now choroid. Choroid. It is a black membrane. This portion is choroid. It is a black membrane covering the inner body of sclera. Because of its blackness, the light entering into the eye is not reflected. That's why it is made black. You know, reflection occurs mostly on a shiny or on a shiny or white surface. So that's why the inner portion of the sclera is black, and which is known as choroid. Iris. 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 Which one is iris? This portion is known as iris. Again, I am showing you this picture. Look, for iris can be of different color. It can be blue, deep brown, black. Suppose many of you has black colored eyes or blue colored eyes. Blue color is rarely found in our country. Mostly black color or deep brown color is seen. Sometimes we can see some person whose eye is called cat's eye. So for the color of the iris, so iris is here. This portion is iris. That means in the eye cavity, eyeball there is iris, and for the different color of iris, the eyes color are different. So this is convex lens. This is known as lens, and that is known as crystalline convex lens. This lens is made of soft jelly-like material which is situated behind the cornea. That means I have told you the frontal portion of the eyeball is what? Cornea, and before cornea there is eye lens. Now retina. Where is retina? This portion, that means after choroid, is retina. It is a light sensitive rose colored. Okay, its color is rose. So it is a light sensitive rose colored translucent membrane located behind the eyeball. When light falls on retina, it creates some excitements in those nerves and produce the sensation of the sight in the brain. There are some nerve which is known as optic nerve. That means when light enters through the pupil, and then the image of the object will be formed on the retina. That means retina seems to be the skin of the eye. Like in the camera, the image is formed on the photographic plate. Similarly, the image of any object is created on the retina. So you can tell retina as the skin of the eye where the image is formed. And I have told you already, this is aqueous humor, and the space between retina and lens contains some jelly-like substance which is called vitreous humor. So this is all about our eye. Here the description of every parts of the eye are given. You will try to memorize. This type of question can come in your GSC examination. That means in C number, the diagram of the eye can be given to draw, and in D number, you have to explain different parts of the eye. So each and every parts of the eye, you will try to memorize. Look, which I have explained just now. That description is written here. So these are also given in your book. You can memorize from your book also. Today I want to finish my lecture. Dear students, thank you. Here is the moral for you. Goodbye.